Now we've looked at all the exam techniques. We're now going to go back to the question and see if we can apply all these techniques we've learned into answering the question. So when we get our 7 statements, what we need to do first is to simplify these words. So for example, we have our statements 1 to 7. Now we find the key words in these statements and we simplify them. This I've done in blue to help you. So once we've simplified the words, also try and see if you can think of any synonyms for these words. The reason why we try and simplify the words is when we scan the text, if we have a simple word in our head, it's easier to find the answer than a complicated word, which is easy to forget. And I'll show you examples of this now. So if we look at statement 1, it says it can offer courses that are designed for the needs of specific companies. So in my head, well, I've got the word designed. If I keep this in my head while I'm scanning the text, it might be quite easy to forget that word because it is a complicated word. So can I think of a simplified word for designed? And I can think of the word made. Okay, so these courses that are made. So when I'm scanning the text A, B, C, D, if I have the word made in my head while looking for a synonym for made, it makes it a lot easier to remember why I am scanning the text. If I can think of synonyms, then write these down as well. So a simplified word I've got made, and synonyms I've thought of are intended, planned. So if these words come up, then I know I'm on the right track to finding the answer. So I've done this for number 1. Let's have a look at the other 6 statements and do the same thing for them. So if we look at number 2, the statement says brought up to date. So a nice simplified word for this is updated, synonyms, modernized, restructured. 3, I've got many students choose it because its contacts with industry may help them get work. So contacts with industry, I'm thinking of network as a simplified word. And then links, associate, these are good synonyms for that. Number 4, it's in a good location for attracting suitable staff. So location, an easier word for location when scanning the text is a place. And synonyms that could come up are site or premises. 5, many of the students have gained influential positions in the business world. So gained influential, meaning, they've got good jobs. So in my head, I'm thinking got good jobs when I'm scanning the texts. If the synonym significant or important came up, again, this could be the possible answer. Again, with 6, I've got its premises have recently been expanded. So an easier word for premises is the building. Expanded meaning, they've got bigger. And synonyms extended, increased. And then we've got, it has number 7, it has highly respected international staff. So an easy word for this is good. So again, when I'm scanning the text A, B, C, D, I'm looking for a word that's similar to good. Synonyms that could come up is valued or esteemed. So I've spent maybe 2 or 3 minutes looking at the 7 statements, underlining the key words, and simplifying them with nice, easy synonyms. And if possible, if I've thought of more difficult synonyms, I'll write them down just on the off chance that they could appear in the text A, B, C, D. So as I said, just to sum up, by doing this, it makes it easier to remember when we scan the texts. So now we're going to scan the texts A to D and see if we can find any synonyms for those words we have identified. So here I've tried to find the synonyms for keywords. I've put these in blue and green. Okay, blue is if the statement appears for the first time or the synonym appears for the first time. Green is if the text is used more than once. So if it appears a second time, then I've listed it in green. And hopefully that makes it easier for us to identify the keywords. So the first text was LDA, School of Management. I've scanned the text, and in blue I've put the keywords that are linked with the synonym I've identified in the statement. Okay, if I look at text B, in blue I've got the keywords, and in green that means there's another question, a second question that this is linked to. Again, I've done the same for text C. Again, there's two answers to this. And again for text D. Okay, you can pause it here and read those and have a look at them, but I'm now going to go into more detail and show you the exact synonyms that give me the answer. So, answers based on synonyms. The statements 1 to 7 I've got in white. Okay, the extracts are in blue and green to coincide with the answers from the texts. So number 1, the answer is B. Now designed was in the statement. In the text B, I had the word written. Again, in the statement 1, I had needs of. And in the text, you found tailor-made. And again, for courses. And in the text B, I found programs. So there's 3 ways to get the answer here. And again, if you know these synonyms, it's easy to get the answer. Again, in statement 2, I have brought up to date. In the text C, I have modernization, new management. The synonym for this was appointment of Director Kim Taylor. Number 3, in the statement, I had contacts. In the text, we had links with industry and get work. Again, in text D, I had employment prospects. In answer number 4, in the statement, I had good location. And in text A, we had advantage of being within a few hours drive. And we had staff. And the synonym for staff in text A was personnel. Yeah, this one comes up quite often in the exam, staff and personnel. Then in statement 5, the answer was C. Here I had in the statement influential, which we had top in the text, and business world, and in text C we had finance and industry, which are 2 words associated with the business world. Then in statement 6, we had premises, and here they actually had the name of the business, which is Sinclair Center, and expanded, we had the words being added. Please note for 5 and 6, I've put it in green because these texts appear more than once. And then finally, our last one, number 7, we had the answer was D. In the statement, we had the word respected. In text D, we had extremely well thought of. We also had the word international to help us. And in text D, we had many different countries. And finally, for staff, we had the word lecturers.